Kearney County Board of Education meeting tonight. Audio may be a little rough. We got a basketball game going on next door, and sometimes it bleeds through. Here's your agenda for the evening. I'm not sure what the public participation is for, but you see we've got several on there. Pause the video if you need to. Most of these are just routine items. The board will read them out and be done. Now that closed session, I've had my say about that. There you go. Don't know what the millage is going to be yet. They're going to decide that shortly. And the final page of the agenda. I was one of the Flex program judges, and we had some excellent students participating in that, some really good ideas. And there you go. Board meeting will be starting momentarily. I'm going to spin you around briefly and show you some of tonight's audience. I expect people will continue to arrive. I expect people to arrive even after the board meeting is over. That's just the way things are done here. Most of the children you see here tonight are getting some kind of a presentation, Superintendent's Advisory Council and a couple of others. We'll hear about them shortly. Going back to the school board now.
Good evening, everyone. We appreciate everyone joining us for our regular meeting of the Board of Education for November 10th, 2025. I would ask everyone to stand for our invocation and pledge allegiance. Let's pray. Lord, we thank you for today. We thank you for allowing us all to be here safely tonight. Everything that was said and done during this meeting, please use. Thank you for allowing us this opportunity to come together to talk about this and Turner County school system. We ask you to do this with this meeting, and I'm going to pray.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Entertain a motion to approve tonight's agenda. A motion from Ms. Brown. Second from Ms. Kendall. All in favor? Unanimous. And we will begin with student and staff recognition, and we'll turn it over to our superintendent.
We're going to start off with Ms. Lynn Davis from 4-H.
Good evening. It's a pleasure for me to be here tonight for student recognition. Just scanning just to make sure. We have 3 that were going to be recognized tonight. But this is a partnership and collaboration that Mr. Rogers and I have working together with students in 4-H and what he was already trying to work and teach in the classroom. So this is something that we are excited about doing is when we're working together and building up that knowledge for these students. In forestry judging, there's a lot of math and science that is combined. And 3 students went to the district forestry competition, and that is the first time that I, in my career, have had a 4-H judging team competition for forestry, and they were second place. And so we wanted to recognize those students tonight. Rhea Murphy is here, and Jaden Hasty and Abigail Olden was also a participant. And I will ask Mr. Rogers if he would like to say a couple of words.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Josh Rogers. I'm newly hired this year for the school system, teaching agricultural education. I brought in a background of participating with forestry events with the Forestry Commission, and we have a local station here, not very far from where we sit. Forestry is the #1 industry in Georgia as far as the United States is concerned. Of course, other entities of agriculture when you next to it, but just forestry, we're the #1 state that produces, manufactures, so it's a very big career-driven opportunity for the students. UGA and 4-H and Cooperative Extension just so happens to have their things in the fall, and I'm teaching forestry science right now. We will still be doing activities with Georgia Forestry Commission in the spring. They host all of their things at that point in time. So it becomes a year-long thing, but just another way to get our students immediately connected with the careers that they can be receiving after high school.
Ms. Burke? We want to congratulate you. Second place. Excited about this team and this opportunity. Well, you'll get a picture. Okay, I'm now going to ask our 3 principals if they would come up and join me. For the second year, we have our Superintendent Student Advisory Council underway. They were selected after our leadership team, our community members came together. We had over 71 applications, completed applications. We selected 26 students this year. We had twice as many applications this year as last year, which shows the leadership potential and it shows the dedication that our students have for making sure that they have a voice, making sure that they have a role in their schools and they help in the decision-making process. So I'm going to have the principals call them up, and then we're going to basically have a group picture, introduce them to the board, introduce them to our community, and show you who our future leaders are gonna be for the 25-26 school year.
We get our fifth grade students up here. We had about 30+ applicants this year, and we picked 4 special students. I'm gonna call their names up. We got in fifth grade, and all our students are fifth graders. We're getting them ready to go to the middle school, so they'll be ready to help make those leadership decisions. And we got some kids who really like to voice their opinion, and they will tell you what they like to do and what they don't like to do and how school goes. So I'm glad we got these students on there. So with my students, if you'll come up when you hear your name: Broxton Buchanan, Cash Healy, Zaylee Rhodes, and Nia Sanders. Now please give them a round of applause. Now y'all gotta know they don't be in front of this many people at one time. So you know, but they're gonna be our future leaders. They're very good students. Barely Center, and all of these students are on our leadership team, the Leader in Me leadership team, so they help out during the daytime in various roles throughout the school. So we just thank them for all what they're doing, and we thank them for their commitment to being leaders in Turner County.
Good evening, everybody. So now we'd like to recognize our 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. I want to recognize our 6th graders first. When I call your name, please come up to the front, please. Donna Kirk, Kenley Berry, Paxton Mathis, Madison Blackston, Collins Jeffrey. Now in 7th grade, Elizabeth Gammett, Christopher Nelson, Zoe Rainey, Isabella Hernandez Valdez, and for 8th grade, Lila Collins, Quindarius Rowe, Tristan Chatfield, and Evie Day. Help us congratulate these students. Great leaders in our building, and we're proud that they are representing our school. Thank you so much. All right, let's get in tight, y'all.
We're probably gonna have a couple of rows. Maybe
You're gonna need at least 2.
6th grade, come to the front. 6th grade, come to the front.
Someone's gonna stand right here.
Mhm. 8th grade, stand up back here. Come here, 8th grade, back here, y'all. All right, 6 in the front.
I'll take a step back.
And I'll get on the end. Yep, step back.
Back up against the podium. There you go.
Mr. Webster, maybe you.
Can we get in the middle?
Or, no, I was gonna say get up there on the road. Yeah, that was better. Cheese. Hey, y'all were supposed to say that. Let's try that. Ready?
Wake up, y'all, come on. Thank
Would
you.
y'all turn around so I can see?
Y'all gonna have to get close together.
First thing to ask me when I run
Get really close together.
All right, evening everyone. As you know, high school is about building character with us and also get ready for the world. So these students will be able to put this on their resume and get opportunities to be in leadership roles past Turner County High School. With that being said, we're gonna start with our 9th grade, Victor Dawson, Kristen Holmes, 10th grade, Joshua Smith, Contessa Shavers, And we have a handful of seniors tonight here. Jaden Capes, Zion Dixon, Lanaya Fulton, Cannon Lawson, and Destiny Sanders.
Squeeze in. One, two, three.
Now we're gonna get everybody.
Y'all need to stand up here.
Need another row in front of them on the podium.
Let us know on the podium instead.
While they're getting lined up, I'll go ahead and give you a preview of what's to come and a summary of our first meeting. We had our first meeting on October the 30th, and during that meeting, we discussed our strategic plan, school system strategic plan, and how the students could be involved in those discussions, and why the strategic plan goals are what they are, and how the decisions that the students make, along with the teachers, staff, faculty, and community members, basically formulates and puts that strategic plan together. After we talked about the strategic plan, we talked about ways that we could improve our classroom, our lessons, our instruction. We talked about what our strengths were for our school system. We talked about what some of the challenges are and ways that we can improve. And they came away with one word. They had one word that they wanted to use to basically describe how they thought this year was gonna go and how they thought that first meeting went. And their words were inspired, positive, motivational, collaborative, open-minded, bonding, educational, and productive. That was their one word about how they thought this year was gonna go. So to me, I thought that was very inspiring, that we've got some incredible students up here who are doing some incredible things.
1, 2, 3. And more, please. 1, 2, 3. Good to go. Thank you.
Thank you all.
We will give the ones that are leaving just a few minutes to exit. Meet our members. Our next agenda item is public participation. We have several that have asked for public participation. We will now enter into public participation. The board values hearing the input of our community. To ensure a productive session and adhere to state and federal legal requirements, we must enforce strict guidelines regarding your comments. Your comments must focus on general policies, broad operational issues, or district-wide programs. You may not discuss specific personnel matters concerning any individual employee. This includes discussions of any individual's hiring, performance review, discipline, or potential termination, nor potential litigation that involves the school district. Under state and federal law, we must protect the confidentiality of all students. Therefore, you may not discuss specific details concerning any individual student, including their identity, actions, or discipline. This applies to your own child as well as any other student, nor specific incidents regarding any students. If you wish to address a specific issue involving an employee or your child, please contact the principal or superintendent to arrange a private, confidential meeting. If any speaker violates these rules by discussing individual employees, individual students, or pending litigation, the chairman will interrupt you and terminate your comments immediately. Thank you for keeping your remarks focused on the general welfare and operation of the school district. I will also remind you that you have up to 5 minutes to speak. subject to the board or the chairman's discretion to limit public participation for the efficient operation of this business meeting.
Our first person is Ms. Gilmore Barber.
Good evening, everyone. So of course, perhaps, based on what you just shared, you were familiar that I was gonna come and speak on my husband, Demario Barber's behalf. However, based on what I was just told, I would not be able to do that. So I definitely would like to schedule a meeting with you to discuss due process when it comes to the decisions that have been suggested and to ensure that the appeal that was submitted Friday, will be considered before your board. And after that appeal, of course, my husband will be able to speak to you to share his side or whatever story has been submitted to you. And other than that, at this time, I do ask you that as you consider that appeal, to also consider the fact that when it comes to mistakes, every one of us have made them. If I was to give you a marble right now and put it in your hand, my question to you would you be able to throw it at me? If you ask yourself, have you ever made a mistake? Have you ever committed any sins whatsoever? And I can almost guarantee you that could not happen. My husband is an excellent coach. He works day and night. He also travels those roads, rain, sleet, hail, or snow to get here to Turner County. He was originally, of course, employed in Houston County at Veterans High School, one of the top schools in the Middle Georgia area, I would argue. And he decided to come down here because he wanted to make a difference in his community, the community that he was born, the California, he was raised in, and he wanted to be here for the students and for the families. And I, as his wife, know definitively he has done that. And so furthermore, again, I would like to schedule that meeting with you so that we can talk in private and ensure that we come up with an informed decision. Thank you for your time.
We're gonna switch up the order a little bit based on their requests, so now we're gonna have Kelly Dawson.
Good evening. My name is Kelly Dawson. Okay, all right. I've been handicapped on what I was gonna say too. So, but, I'm just here to give my full support to the entire Turner County school system. Football coaches, basketball coaches, whoever. But what I want to get people to understand is that in order to run any type of sports program, it takes 4 to 5 years. Turner County High School has had turnover of football coaches. In the past 10 years, I think we've had at least 6, maybe more. A new football coach every 2 years, every 1 or 2 years, it's just not good for the students. It doesn't give them time to build their program up. It takes time to get community support. It takes time to get support from the faculty, the staff. It takes time to get support from the kids' families. So these coaches that come in and work hard for the community, for the students, for the players, they're not given enough time. And if you go on any level, whether it's college, high school, pros, they will tell you that it takes time to build a successful program. If you want people to come in and just run your program any kind of way, then by God, do it. But if you want somebody to come in and build your kids up to be able to go to the next level, and not just sports, in life, you have to have somebody like our coach that we have. It just doesn't, if you fire a coach every year, every 2 years, it's just not gonna work. And at some point, the leadership has to take some type of accountability. If the leadership continues to hire people that they're firing in a year or 2 years, it's a trickle-down effect. It starts at the top. So what are we saying about our leaders? We need stability, consistency in our programs, and we have not had that. And that's what we need. And I can say that the one consistent thing that we have had, and our football coach hadn't been here for 2 years, and the other ones as well. But our consistent thing that we have had is our former superintendent and our current high school principal. That's our leadership. So our coaches, they reflect on the people that hire. So, I just don't understand. I know my time is short. I don't understand, the turnover. It's just too much. And if you wanna give, Turner County the best chance at succeeding in athletics or anything else, your coaches need your support. And if they have bad seasons, after 2 seasons, this man should be allowed, or any coach. His first year was last year. This is his second year. The freshmen that he had last year, he should be allowed to coach them when they're juniors and seniors. Because the juniors and seniors are gonna be the best chance for them to succeed, for that football team or basketball or whatever to succeed. If he goes this year, then now you gotta turn around, and who's not to say the same thing is not gonna happen to the next one in a year or two. So you have to give them the opportunity to give the kids a chance to succeed. So,
My name is Ben Walker, y'all over me. And like you said, we've been handicapped, and I like to get to do too. And I'm gonna make mine very short. I don't care what leadership you're in. You got to be able to talk to who work for you and not get upset and wanna fire from a job because you and that person don't agree. You got to take it, go listen to it. I made mistakes. I was a supervisor. I know about getting mad when somebody comes and tell me something that I don't agree on. But I also was smart enough to know that I need that guy to put that work up, do the work, but I'm gonna be on the job. So what I want to tell anybody that in leadership, coaching, principal, whatever you're in, sometimes you have to listen and get upset, but you got to swallow it sometimes and go on because everybody trying to make a living. Because you don't want to get in that position where you come up and somebody want to get rid of you. And I'm making sure. Thank you.
Ms. Jordan?
I guess I'll piggyback off what everybody else said with having to do a private meeting because I think that's the certain meeting. But the main issue that I want to bring forth is something when it comes to bullying and stuff. These things got to get better when it comes to how we see about bullying. You have to have, basically y'all are an institution where kids come during the day. Us parents, let alone the kids, have to be able to recognize and know that they're safe. You have too much going on these days, shootings, all types of stuff. When it comes to someone not feeling like they're being hurt. So, I moved my kids back to Turner County. I grew up here, was raised here, graduated here. Because of dealing with bullying, because we were in a way bigger school that's 5 times the size, bullying was going on, and to me, they just couldn't contain it. So me feeling like this smaller school, we got to be able to contain that. My mind had to be eased with what's going on lately. So that's my whole thing, just get in with a meeting with you guys on what can be done when it comes to bullying. How do y'all, listening to some kids or students on how they would feel safe. Because you have so many adults, and I'm gonna say that, act childish, and when it comes to a child coming to express to you guys that I don't feel safe, I'm getting a threat here, and they tell you like it's blown back in their face because nothing's done, or they get told they're talented or grow up, things like that, and they shouldn't be told those type of things, and it shouldn't be blown back on them. they should be actually heard, listened to, and something needs to be done about it. So that's basically what I wanted to bring forth, again, because of what we can't say. I want my girls and my son to feel safe when I'm not able to be with them. I'm a baby. I said, and when we work all the time. So with that in my mind, in my background, I want them to be safe and know that they're safe when they're in their care.
I do have a question for you, so just for clarity. You turned this form in, no one contacted you about having to set up a meeting?
No.
I had already talked about it.
Oh, yeah.
So have you had?
She did impose a plan with me. That plan doesn't sit with me. I'd rather sit down and make a ironclad plan on, I know my girl's gonna be safe, because I did discuss that with them, what you said, and they still didn't want to come to school. They still don't. So that's why I came today. Just for them to try to get something else done.
So I would like to put a meeting to, and I would like for some of the officials to be present at the meeting.
Item 6 is items requiring board action as recommendation from the superintendent. Entertain a motion to approve last month's meeting minutes. Motion to approve Ms. Ball. Second from Ms. Blue, all in favor? Unanimous. Approval of the September 2025 financial statement. Have a motion. Motion from Ms. Kendrick. Second from Ms. Blue, all in favor? Unanimous. Approval of the new middle high school budget summary. Have a motion. Have a motion from Ms. Ball. Second from Ms. Kendrick, all in favor? Unanimous. Approval of the SPOS budget. Have a motion. Have a motion from Ms. Kendrick. Second from Ms. Blue, all in favor? Unanimous. Approval of the county claim reconciliation. Have a motion. Have a motion from Ms. Blue. Second from Mr. Paul, all in favor? Unanimous. I will entertain motion to enter into executive session regarding personnel. Have a motion from Mr. Brown.
All right, they're going into a closed session. When they come back out, we will resume. So the video will be in 2 parts. Thank you. See you in a bit.